occurs to me that I like art for the same reason that I like tequila. Because it allows me to be bitter under the guise of honesty. Because honestly, I can be full of it, a plagiarist, a liar, and some people will agree with me because I conspire with flowery language and without hesitation or pause, but forget objective truth. I choose the view that suits me best to present for applause. I am honest, really only insofar as being honest helps my cause, and you would never snap for the thoughts that run through my mind when I'm trying to get drunk in the village without mortgaging my house or just trying to get to sleep at night. I'm sure you see the irony. Let me set the scene. First semester, finals week, it's as cold as the city's ever been, and you're all in here with me, a tiny bar in the village whose name I have forgotten since we sat down, thumbs bone-rattling, bass-heavy music into the thin night. Maddie knows the promoter tonight, so we sit squished, sweating against a table full of strangers being served bottle after bottle of tequila that is free until midnight. Like some kind of drunk-ass Cinderella story. It's about exactly as good of an idea as it sounds. But so far, so gone. I hear people talk about losing their train of thought, like it went a bit too fast or too slow and it got away from them. Well, when I'm sober, I think I can understand what they mean, but 2 shots in and my train of thought leaves the station going 100 miles an hour and instantly derails, killing everybody on board. My train of thought is an off-road vehicle in the Alaskan wilderness with no GPS and the accelerator stuck to the floor. A couple more drinks and now my train of thought revs up its drill and starts tunneling straight to the core in a way that would be an issue if this wasn't all just a metaphor for how I can never control my thoughts. Do you see what I mean? And Maddie asks, what's on my mind? What's on my mind? Well, I asked you a question once. You didn't answer because you thought it was a joke. Everyone always does. But to be honest, I'm feeling broke and jokeless right now. I'm done laughing and I could really use an honest answer for once. If you die in college, do you die in real life? I don't think that's what she's expecting. The bartender tells me I look bitter, or I look like I like bitters, or something about my liver. It's hard to hear in here. He says he wants to know what I'm thinking. Well, my bass player once told me that he loves when I go through a breakup because it's great for the band. He loves the bitter love songs I wrote. I'm happy he was happy because I hate feeling vindictive, but I am, and I often find a casual pleasure in cruelty. That fuel flows through me. I've written pithy ballads to ex-lovers and played them at basement shows where everybody knew me, and it didn't make me feel any better, except for when it did, because I can't quite seem to control my trains of thought the way other people can, and I only ever write about the thoughts that I have on hand, so if you hear me say something like, fine, I'll look on the bright side. I don't have to pretend to like her best friend anymore, and she gets to pretend like it was hers to decide. She can feel like she's better than me because she's a vegetarian, but if animals didn't want to be eaten, why are they made out of food? Well, I wouldn't say that I've been sleeping around these days, but don't get me confused because I haven't been sleeping in one place, and most nights I'm barely sleeping at all. I've got my check engine light on, and this machine's about to stall. I've been looking everywhere trying to find that hope that we missed, but I can't take one more meaningless, cheap dopamine hit, and by now, she must believe I'm completely bereaved of reason, but it's needless because of course I never had it to begin with. It turns out the bartender just wants to know what I'm drinking. Maddie says she loves how I'll talk to anyone who will listen. She says, I seem put together tonight, all things considered, which makes me think that maybe people don't really see me. But if I seem well-adjusted, it's because, at least by now, I know the problem has always been me. See, that's what I've come to discover. Each new girl's only pet peeve is that I don't really love her, and I've only ever all of my life been looking for a goddamn audience because if I'm ever not the center of attention, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. This stupid, useless, scratch record sample of youthful banter and innuendo usually works, but it's meaningless unless you've heard it. I know I don't deserve it, but if a single stranger in a crowd can empathize with me, it's all worth it. So, let me ask again. If you die in college, do you die in real life? I have good news. There's reason to be optimistic, because I think I know the answer. See, I've died at least a dozen times since last Tuesday, and for some reason I keep respawning in the library the morning after. I hate that place, but the bindings on the books are enough to make me feel a little less scattered, and I know from experience there's worse places to wake up feeling hammered, so despite the fact that whether or not I'm getting any sleep tonight is entirely context dependent, because half the time I'm just too young and restless, in my experience the best laid plans are laid drunk and reckless, and I'll raise a toast to mice and men getting second chances, because I guess those are about the best odds I can expect to play. Because when it comes to life, we've got tons left to live, and when it comes to fucks, I got none left to give. So heartache won't break me while I continue to forgive. We have already outlived the worst of our troubles, even if they are yet to come. Even if I can't get off my train of thought, I'm done staring out at every passing stop. Maddie was right about the free tequila. This Monday night was a great idea. My next final isn't even until 1 tomorrow. And I am hopeful. It's almost midnight, so we throw back our last full throatfuls of Noble, and in a few minutes we'll be out in the cold. So